Hi guys, welcome back to We of Little Faith. We are completing the spiritual gifts quiz that we started in the last video. And we are currently on question 55, so let's jump right into it. Question 55. I have a clear understanding of the gospel and can relate it easily so others understand it. Again, no. I don't give a shit about the gospel anymore. I give a shit about being a decent person. Question 56. I am socially active and always get along well with others. I have been trying to be more socially active lately. I've been going to meetups and stuff like that. Let me just say, it's really hard to form a social circle when you're in your mid-20s and you don't have a solid foundation for that, like a church or family or everything that people in the South teach you is important. So I'm gonna say occasionally for this one. Question 57. I must verbalize my message. I would never be content to only write it. I do like writing a lot. I actually want to be a television writer, so I guess in the future I might be content only writing my message. But I also like talking to people and telling them my opinions on things, so I'm going to say occasionally for this one. Question 58. I always express urgency and want others to make quick decisions. I mean, I'm not that impatient. I know other people have to get to things at their own pace, so I'm going to say not very often for that one. I really don't see what most of these have to do with being a Christian. I mean, I guess it's good that every single one of them doesn't mention God, but some of this, it just seems like a personality test, a lot of it. I feel like I could be taking a Myers-Briggs test right now. By the way, I am an ENFP, if you're curious. Question 59. Sometimes I would rather just write, but I feel that I must teach because others would not present my message correctly. Yeah, that one doesn't really apply to me. I can write, I can make blog posts and get my point across well enough. At least my Tumblr followers seem to think so when I make blog posts about my favorite fandoms. So I guess I'll say not very often for that one. Question 60. The use of a verse out of context upsets me. Actually, come to think of it, that is still true. Even though I am an ex-Christian, that is still true. Seeing people post random Bible verses on Facebook just because they like the feel of that verse. It's bullshit. It really is just bullshit. So I'm actually going to say almost always for that one. Not for the reasons the makers of this quiz would probably expect, but yeah, like I said, I'm answering this with total honesty. Hopefully it'll fuck up their algorithm. Question 61. I develop several steps of action to solve every problem. I literally just approach a problem in the moment. Like, how can I solve this? What can I come up with on the spot? So the answer to that one is clearly no. Question 62. I question the value of deep doctrinal and theological studies. I do question the value of them because they're all bullshit, so almost always. Question 63. I'm very protective of people under my care. I don't have people under my care. I'm 26 years old. I live with a couple of roommates. I don't have any pets or children, so no. But I do work at a doggy daycare, so for 6 hours a day, other people's dogs are under my care, and I'm protective of them, so you know what? I'll say occasionally for that one, just again, because I'm trying to be honest. Question 64. Teaching the same material over and over would be boring and unappealing to me. Yeah, obviously. Hearing the same sermons over and over was unappealing to me, even when I still believed in all that shit, so fuck yeah. Question 65. I attempt to show love and concern in all I do. Yeah, obviously. That's not a Christian trait, by the way. That's just being a decent person. Question 66. I act on emotions rather than just logic. Fuck yes. Question 67. I am impressed and motivated when exhorted, encouraged, to serve. I know they mean this in a Christian context. You know, serving as in serving God or whatever. But yeah, I feel encouraged when other people notice my efforts. So I'm going to say occasionally for that one. Question 68. I like to meet needs immediately. Again, when I can. Yeah, when I'm able to, for sure. Question 69. When giving, I always like my gift to be high quality. Look, I'm a broke-ass kid working a part-time job at a doggy daycare, so my gifts can't always be high quality, but they always mean something. Like, even if it's just something I made, even if it's not expensive or anything, it's high quality because I put effort into it. So I'm going to say almost always on that one. I don't know what they meant by high quality. Question 70. Other people misunderstand and think I am materialistic because of the importance I place on money. Much good can be accomplished through using money wisely. If I was a billionaire, let me tell you, some of the things I would do. I would use so much of my money to help other people. But I haven't expressed that idea to a lot of people, so I don't know if people think I'm materialistic. So I'm just going to say occasionally. Question 71. I delegate whenever and wherever possible, but I know when and where I cannot. I'm going to say occasionally for that one. 72. I'm willing to attempt impossible tasks for God. Well, I don't think there is a God, so fuck no. Or if there was a God, I wouldn't want to do anything for him, because he's a douchebag. If the God of the Bible is real. Question 73. I greatly rejoice in seeing people come to Christ. Again, no. Question 74. I believe leading people to Christ, presenting the gospel to non-Christians, is the greatest responsibility given to every Christian. No. Question 75. I enjoy speaking in public and do it with boldness. I don't really have a lot of opportunities to speak in public. I mean, I did okay in my college speech class, but it wasn't my favorite thing. I don't have like a fear of public speaking or anything. I know a lot of people do. But it's not something I'm passionate about or anything. So I'm going to say not very often for that one. Question 76. I am burdened. I have a strong desire or conviction to memorize scripture. No. I did do Bible drill when I was a teenager, where we were supposed to, like, learn a bunch of Bible verses and then compete against each other to see who could find the verse the fastest and recite it from memory. It was all bullshit. It was just another way to indoctrinate us. Question 77. I tend to question the knowledge of those who teach me. I'm going to say occasionally for this one, yeah, because you should always question everything. You should always go into everything willing to ask questions and not just take things on faith. Question 78. Others accuse me of giving too many details. I've never been accused of this, but I know personally that I give too many details when I tell stories or relay information. Just because, I don't know, I think maybe it's an ADHD thing, so I'm going to choose almost always for this one. Question 79. I have the ability to motivate others. I don't know. I hope so. I hope I can motivate people, so occasionally. Question 80. Impractical teaching upsets and frustrates me. I mean, yeah, a lot of the things that I learned in Sunday school and heard from the pulpit were impractical. So, yeah, I'm going to say almost always. Question 81. I desire to give direction to those under my care. I mean, I boss the dogs around. I tell dogs what to do. So, I'm going to choose occasionally for that one. I don't really have people under my care. Question 82. I am willing to study whatever is necessary in order to feed, nurture, and guide those for whom I care. Again, I've done a lot of research on dogs. I've learned a lot about dogs to try to be better at my job. So I'm going to say occasionally. I am going so far off the reservation with what the makers of this quiz intended, and it's honestly really fucking funny to me. Question 83. My heart goes out to the poor, the aged, the ill, the underprivileged, etc. Yeah, my heart goes out to them, and my anger goes out to the people who have created the problems that land these people in those situations. We're one of the wealthiest nations on earth. There's no reason for any of our citizens to live in poverty. And believing it's poor people's fault for being poor is just straight up bullshit. So I'm going to say almost always on that one, because always isn't an option. Question 84. People who are hurting or excited seem to want to share their feelings with me. Sometimes. I'll go with occasionally on that one. Question 85. I am already helping people while others are just talking about what to do. I mean, I would like to think I'm that person. I hope I'm that person. So I'll go with occasionally. Question 86. I'm quick to recognize and respond when other people need help. Yeah, again, that's who I try to be, so I'll say occasionally. Question 87. I want to know my financial gift is being used properly. I believe in accountability. Yeah, I don't donate money that often because I'm not really wealthy or anything, but when I do, I want it to go to a good cause. So I'll say almost always for that one. You know, I want to make sure that the money I give is being handled properly. Question 88. I tend to judge others' successes by the amount of their material assets. I'm going to say not very often for that one. Question 89. I want to be a winner. I cannot bear defeat. It's not so much about winning, it's just I want to know that I didn't fuck things up too badly. So I'm going to say occasionally for that one. Question 90. I am capable of making quick decisions and sticking to them. I do make decisions quickly, but I don't always stick to them, so I'm going to say occasionally. Question 91. Jesus fucking Christ, when is this quiz going to end? If I had known what I was getting myself into. Question 91. When I share the gospel or present my testimony to a non-Christian, I always press for a decision. I actually did that once or twice when I was out witnessing to people when I was a kid. Or not even a kid, that was just a few years ago. Fuck. But I don't anymore, so I'm going to say not very often. Question 92. Others think I am more interested in the number of people led to the Lord than in the people themselves. Again, even as a Christian, I was never that person, so I'm going to say no. Question 93. You must prove me wrong before I will go along with you. That's actually a really tricky question, because evidence is important. Being skeptical of anything presented to you is important. But I tend to be ruled by my feelings, even as an ex-Christian. So I'm going to be honest and say occasionally. Question 94. Studying is too time-consuming. I rely on others to do my background work for me. I am really not good about fact-checking things. I'm not good at studying. Spring semester 2013. I was a junior in college. I did not study for a single test that semester. I am terrible about studying, so I'm going to say almost always for that one. Question 95. I prefer to develop my own material for teaching. Other teachers' material would be hard to present. I do actually like coming up with my own shit, rather than relying on what someone else has put together, so I'm going to say almost always for that one. Question 96. I place great emphasis on word pronunciation. Why is that a question in a spiritual gifts quiz? I don't give a fuck about that, so no. Question 97. Other people think I am not evangelistic because my emphasis is on personal growth. I mean, yeah, personal growth is more important than bringing people to the Lord, so I'm going to say almost always for that one. God, I hope I confuse the fuck out of their algorithm. That would be really funny. I'm interested to see what kind of results they come up with for me. Question 98. I am accused of not using enough scripture when teaching. I'm just going to pick occasionally because I don't really care about this question one way or the other. It doesn't apply to me. There was this episode of The Waltons. We used to watch The Waltons when I was a kid. There was this one episode where the Reverend was out of town and he asked John Boy to preach a sermon for him. And John Boy spends the whole episode getting advice from everyone in his family on how to do this sermon. And at the end, he just kind of improvises his own sermon. And I thought it was actually a really nice sermon that he gave. But at the end of the episode, my dad, of course my dad had to complain about it. My dad was like, you know what John Boy didn't mention once in his entire sermon? The Bible. So that was some bullshit. So yeah, my dad was really big on that whole complaining about people not using the Bible enough or not using it at all and just going with their feelings or whatever bullshit he was complaining about that week. I don't give a fuck. Question 99. I enjoy doing a wide variety of activities rather than being confined to only one. Yeah, I get bored pretty easily. I like to have new experiences. Question 100. I perceive myself as a shepherd, an overseer, guiding and ministering to those under my care. Again, if we're talking about dogs, yeah, totally. So I'm going to say occasionally. You know, the problem with these quizzes is they really don't account for nuance. A lot of my answers have to do with dogs and not people. And this quiz has no way of knowing that. Question 101. Oh my god, this is so long. When is it going to end? Question 101. I am an emotional person. I tend to show my feelings and cry easily. I mentioned in part 1 that I am not that emotional. I tend to be pretty emotionally repressed, and I wish I wasn't. So I'm going to say not very often for this one, unfortunately. I actually do wish I could cry a little easier, because crying is actually really cathartic. 102. I identify emotionally and mentally with others. I am able to empathize, feel with others rather than just for others. Yeah, I can empathize with people, so I'll say almost always for that one. Question 103. Some people think I neglect spiritual needs because of my focus on physical and practical needs. Honestly, I hope people think that about me, because physical and practical needs are way more important than spiritual needs. Because you can't prove that the spiritual realm is even a thing that exists, but physical and practical needs obviously exist. You see them all around you every day. So, yeah. I hope people think that about me. 104. I enjoy routine or hands-on jobs in the church. Get rid of in the church, and yeah. I like doing routine things. I like doing hands-on work. It's fulfilling. Question 105. I believe strongly that people should give financially according to their ability, and I tend to measure their spiritual growth on whether or not they do. I don't give a fuck whether or not people put a $10 bill in the collection plate, so no, fuck no. 106. I am able to designate large sums of money for specific causes, and I'm not overly concerned even if others think I am trying to control ministry projects through my giving. This one does not apply to me at all because I don't even go to church anymore, so no. 107. When there is no leadership in a group, I will assume it. When I was a teenager, I used to imagine myself as this great leader, but I'm really not. I don't really have leadership qualities. My youth minister once said, and this is one of the only things that he said that I actually, as an ex-Christian, still think has merit in the real world outside of the church. He once said that if you think you're a leader and you look behind you and you see nobody's following you, then you're just going for a walk. 108. I have the ability to organize and harmonize the people with whom I work. I'm not really an organizer, or a harmonizer, whatever the fuck that means, so no. Okay, it looks like the quiz is over, but now it's like asking for my information. I'm just gonna click next and see if it lets me go forward. Oh, they want me to create a user profile before I can get my results. Okay, fine, whatever, I'll play their game. I can always unsubscribe to the emails once they start coming in. Okay, survey completed. Let's view the results. Let's find out what my spiritual gifts are. It's loading. Oh my god, hurry the fuck up. To be fair, I probably did confuse their algorithm with my questions. I hope so. Alright, here's the results. Let's see. Spiritual Gifts Survey. I'm not sure what scale they're grading on here. It looks like maybe a 1 to 20 scale. So for evangelism, I got a 1 out of 20. I consider that a good thing. Prophecy, 9. Frankly, that's a little too high for me. Teaching, 11. I'm okay with that. Exhortation, 14. Shepherding, 14. Mercy, 15. Serving, 16. Giving, 11. And administration, 9. And remember, these are all, I'm pretty sure, out of 20. Top 3 gifts: serving, mercy showing, exhortation. I'm okay with the first 2. I'm okay with helping people, and I'm okay with showing, mercy, because I guess in the real world that just translates to empathy, recognizing that nuance exists. I don't know why the fuck they think exhortation is number 3, because I'm not about to be out there exhorting God's word or anything. Let me see what it says. I'm not reading through all of this shit. I am absolutely not reading through all of this shit. That's a lot of paragraphs. Holy fuck, that's so many paragraphs. So to summarize, my top 3 spiritual gifts are serving, mercy showing, and exhortation. Make of that what you will. I guarantee if I were to go to any of the other search results on Google and take any of the other spiritual gift quizzes, they would all give me different results. This has been fun, for me at least. Actually, it was a little bit torturous, but I hope it's been fun for you. I will see you in the next video. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and please remember, empathy is everything.